All right, it says we're live. Hello, hello. It says we're live, and the little thing there it is. All right,
We're live.
we're live, waiting for folks to come in. And yeah,
All right. Well, I guess we'll talk about our
busy week. For those of you that don't know and may not and may have missed it, Freedom got sick on us last weekend, and Monday we took her to the vet.
multiple trips to Manhattan.
We took 2 trips to
2
Manhattan. Which is a couple hours away from us.
It seemed like we did it all week.
I know. So Monday we called our vet Monday morning. They couldn't get her in, and so I called the animal hospital in Emporia, and they got her in Monday afternoon. So she went in Monday afternoon, and Dr. Gordon thought she had a twisted gut. Sent us to K-State. We got up to K-State, and they were pretty quick to realize she didn't have a twisted gut, but they didn't really know what was going on with her. So they sent Freeman home with us in case she had something contagious, and they ran blood work and ended up taking a liver biopsy on Tuesday, and then Wednesday, I guess Tuesday evening, they called and said we could come get her Wednesday. And she was doing better, milking better, but they really didn't know anything. They hadn't treated her for anything. And then, and said they couldn't do any more for her than what we could do at home. So we went and got her Wednesday and brought her home. They wanted her in isolation, so we put up a pen in the backyard. Gary moved her corral under the trees where she could be close to the house. We could keep an eye on her.
Or she could be in the shade.
She could be in the shade and be off the pasture. That was, so yeah. So that's that. Her incision is looking good. I've got a video coming up Tuesday that will have, hello, Jess and Lisa. So Tuesday I'll have a video up about her coming home and Freeman reuniting with Freeman. We had to keep him separate from her until Friday afternoon.
Hey, Crazy Ed.
Hey, Ed, how are you, buddy?
Where?
Awesome.
Where are you, awesome friend?
Oh, he's ornery.
Oh.
He's ornery, Ed.
Yeah, we're glad to see you, Ed. I hope things are going well for you.
So basically, I don't know, should we give her the results or wait a little while? Probably should wait a little while.
Yeah.
Only been 3 minutes, but Freedom's been doing well. She is eating well. Her milk production's back up. It was down a little bit this morning, but that could be many different factors. Freeman's been eating quite a bit. It's almost like he's trying to make up for lost time.
Emerson,
hello, Emerson. How are you? And so yeah, I'm trying. They seem to be doing well. We've yeah, everybody's doing good. Everybody's doing good. So we're just waiting for some time to elapse and keep an eye on her, mainly keeping a good eye on her, keeping her close to the house, and making for sure she has plenty of really good hay, water, and feed. Yep. Oh, we haven't got the raised beds going yet. We did put some containers in. We put some containers in, and we put flowers in them around the swimming pool. And I've got a video coming out on that this week too. The swimming pool completion will be tomorrow. And then I think Wednesday I'll put up a short of the what the swimming pool looks like and the flowers around it.
Swimming pool, aka
rain catchment
tank.
I'm calling it my swimming pool. And then we got 3 lick tubs with peppers and tomatoes and eggplants in them. And
the ones around the swimming pool have tomatoes and sweet potatoes in them, along with some flowers and stuff.
Yeah. And then I did put some herbs around too,
Mhm.
around the swimming pool. So, but we don't know how we've done it all, because even without working in the gardens, we are crazy busy all the time. And we're like, how in the world? Hi, Coffee Angel Crafts. Hello, hello. But yeah, we're trying to figure out how in the world we've been able to get all this done and keep up. And did do some canning, and that video will be up as well.
Part of it is the last week or two, I just haven't been able to keep up. I haven't had a lot of energy. So.
Yeah, I think we just have wore ourselves out. I think and this has been a stressful time too. We've just been super stressed, and I don't know why we stress, because there's nothing we can do about it. We just need to do what we can do and take care of what we can take care of.
Prayer and supplication.
That's right. And so it's been a lesson of trusting the Lord, y'all, and Him growing us towards that, towards trusting Him more. So yeah, Freedom is doing well. She's doing great. We're excited to have her home, and even Hannah. I snuck a few pictures of Hannah, but I'm not petting her and brushing her. Hannah has to go out and pet her and brush her and feed her treats a couple times a day. She's even missing her and feels sorry for her. And so it was pretty noisy for a couple of days, keeping them separate. Wednesday night and Thursday night was really loud. I had the fan going in the bedroom because they were bawling at each other. But yeah, we did get to reunite them Friday afternoon. And like I said, there'll be a video on that later this week. And yeah.
Tell you what I can't believe is it is the 11th of July and it's 76 degrees.
Yeah, it's
outside.
Crazy.
It is cool. And we've got winds out of the northwest. Yeah, we've got winds out of the northwest.
Cool. Ed says he just planted a whole bunch of broccoli and cucumbers 3 days ago, and they're already sprouting.
Cool.
I
don't know, Ed, I'm trying to remember where you're at, but are you going to have enough season to get cucumbers, and are you cool enough for your broccoli's going to make? I know you told me, Ed, and I'm sorry I've forgotten.
I think, yeah. Yeah, we had that conversation, and I can't remember if he.
I even remember, Edward, you were standing, and when it was that you told me that.
But you can't. I'm the same thing. I'm sitting there going, where did he say?
Sunday morning in front of the motel.
Yeah.
The hotel.
Yeah. Justin Lee says it's always hot as Hades in Houston. Always. If y'all ain't got a hurricane, it's hot.
Maybe location. It may be close to that place. I'm not sure.
Oh, mercy. Yeah. I don't like to get close to Houston.
It's hot and muggy every time I've been down there. Sometimes it wasn't even in the summer.
Right. Yeah. Pafford says it's hot. Hi, Paffords. Hello.
Well, I guarantee you, it's not hot in the Flint Hills today. It's nice.
Yeah, I'm the same, Coffee. And I think it would have took about a week or two.
Cucumber seeds, I know, just take a day or two when the conditions are right.
Oh, it's in Louisiana. Okay.
So you've got long enough season for the cucumbers. I'm wondering what the broccoli is going to do with your heat, but they may do just fine.
They
because
may.
you may be cooling off by the time they start producing.
So. Yeah, the Gulf Coast oven. That's right, Gulf Coast oven and all that humidity. Yeah. So I guess we've been in here almost 10 minutes. Should we just go ahead with the test results? The test results that, Ed suffers just like y'all in Texas. Yeah. So Freedom's test results came back. Her liver biopsy came back that it was fat. The issue that what they were concerned was a tumor or damage came back as fat, and then the other 2 samples came back normal.
So the basic problem was she had about a 20% liver failure.
Yeah,
Due to some kind of reaction to something, toxicity,
yeah,
and it pretty well lines up with what can happen because of remedy.
right. So
So
they said that it was too late to run a toxicology.
they would have had to test her 3 or 4 days after she got sprayed.
Right, right. Well, within a week for sure. But it, but they want her off of her pasture for most of this week
A
too.
total of 30 days
So from the day it was sprayed. So it'll be towards the end of the week before we can put her back on pasture. They want us to dispose of her milk until that 30 days is up. Freeman's okay to drink it, but they don't. I think it's just, oh goodness, scary. I think it's just their precautions, and they legally don't want to tell us that that's what caused it. Well, I don't, Justin, Lisa, I don't think anybody's going to tell us straight out that that's what made her sick, because then they're subject to subpoena or liability.
They have to have some way of proving that before they'll say that, which we just didn't get the tests done. We didn't realize anything was wrong, so we didn't get her in time for a positive test result that they could stand behind that diagnosis. I'm pretty happy with the diagnosis.
Yes.
What they said, and they said it should clear itself up, and it seems to have cleared itself up. They told us to watch for some other things. And
okay, Rachel Sutton. So Rachel, they have told us that they took 3 biopsies and tested them fat, that her liver, what they took. Sorry, my computer's telling me all kinds of things. But the one sample came back that it was just fat, that the shadow or abnormality they were seeing was just fat on the ultrasound. And then the other 2 samples came back normal. They ended up not running a toxicology report because they said it was too late. And so basically, she was exposed to something possibly toxic that caused her to become ill. When she became ill and she stopped eating, then that caused a big rush caused the liver to call for the sugars and fats in her body to come to the liver, and that's what ended up causing the fat on her liver and caused her liver whatever she which led to, when the liver fails, that's what happens. It pulls everything to it. And so when we got her to K-State, they estimated, when they started running their tests and by the blood work, estimated that her liver was 20% failed. And which, with her being young, she's only 4 years old, they said she should recover well from that. Her liver will never be 100%. There'll be scarring, but
it will mostly
repair itself, and she should be fine. And they fell in love with her. They were really sad to send her home because they really loved her. But she started getting the ornery. The last day, she gave Dr. Nyland, yeah. She gave him a run for his money when he was milking her. They milked her by hand, so they had students in there learning to milk by hand with her, and then she kicked the bucket over on him and was a little bit ornery with him. Mainly when she ran out of feed. That's her big thing. When she runs out of feed when you're milking her, she gets restless, and they just didn't have enough feed out in front of her. Excuse me. Hi, Lori.
So yeah, she's doing better. Basically, we're just keeping her off her pasture isolation. We brought in a big bale of prairie hay from a friend, feeding her some really good hay, and keeping her and her calf up in the shade, and throwing away or feeding the milk to the hogs for the next several days, and then eventually she'll be able to go back out on her pasture.
Thank you, Rachel. Thank you. But so the timing and everything lines up for it to have been the spray that made her sick.
And the the symptoms line up with what typically can happen. Doesn't happen often. They usually don't have any problems from cattle that have been grazed on grass that's been sprayed like that, but it can happen, and this is kind of lined up with that. So,
And dairy cattle are way more delicate than beef cattle, and part of that is the breeds, and part of it is they're just producing so much milk,
and they're all little drama queens.
and they are drama queens. But yeah, so they said the Jerseys and Guernseys, especially from some of the research I've looked at, are a little more um, impacted by it. It's crazy. They spray this kind of, it scares me to death, but they spray our beef cattle a lot of times, not ours, but the beef cattle out here. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you. There were cattle in the pasture that were sprayed. And
that's common practice.
It's a common practice.
It's probably not best practice.
No, it's not best.
Commonly done.
And we do have ranchers that do not want their pasture sprayed when the cattle are present.
And they're usually just a 3-day withdrawal for that.
Yeah.
And so I think that maybe the rancher with that cattle might be rethinking how he does it, because he's got some older cattle that aren't doing well, but there's more to it than just the spray.
Right.
They are older cattle, and they are. He thought it was probably time for them to go anyways. But, and I don't know. Them dairy cattle, they're kind of little princesses, and they don't want to get dirty, and they want you to come love on them and feed them everything and pet their baby and give them attention. And some of the beef cattle are.
Or they just leave me alone.
Just leave me alone. Let me have some brush, and I'll eat your lunch if you get close to me.
Yeah. Our other cattle seem to be doing fine. They are beef cattle, though, and seem to have no problems at all.
Most of them are from some pretty Flint Hills hardy
livestock. Rangy cows.
Yeah, pretty rangy cattle, and they do good. They're all gentle as they can be, but they're just good grubbers and good at surviving.
Yeah. So that's where we're at with that. And we're just kind of waiting to see how things go. We did, like I said, we did put in, I feel better on the garden wise, that we've got put out the flowers and put out the lick tubs with the vegetables in it. I know it's not very many, but I just feel better with it. And we've made some decisions, and we'll get working on them.
We made the pretty little nook around the water catchment tub, and that kind of helps.
It does.
Project that kind of made us feel like we had something that we had done.
Yeah. Because it's still very disheartening to go out there and to see what's dead, to see what's doing okay and producing, but we can't eat it because there's no way to know without sampling the vegetables, sending off sending samples off of the vegetables to see how much residual is in them.
And the way we understand that, you'd have to test almost every one of them.
Yes. Yeah.
Because it can vary a little bit from vegetable to vegetable on the same plant.
Right. So that's why they recommend, destroying the gardens. And the big garden is heavy mulch, so we can clean it out. And
plan is right now, if we get to it, is to clean all the stakes and trellises and all that out of there, and then weed eat it all down and rake around the edges, rake it all up kind of towards the middle, and then burn it to get rid of anything that could have been there.
Yeah, the crazy thing with the remedy, the 2,4-D dissipates really quickly, but the remedy has a little longer life, and it stays in the plant longer. It is released with heat, can break the chemical bonds and release it. So that was why it's recommended that we burn the hay so that it doesn't compost back down into the ground, or the matter from the vegetable plants doesn't go back down into the ground and hold that residual that might be in the plants or in the hay, so that it doesn't affect next year. So we have a plan. Hopefully we can execute that plan to rake it all up and burn it, clean it out, rake it up, burn it, and then bring in more manure and towards in the fall, bring in more manure and fill it in. Maybe we'll see what we end up getting done, and kind of dilute any that residual that might be left.
How about y'all? How's y'all's gardens doing? This is the middle of gardening time.
It is.
I know that we do have a few viewers sometimes that are on the southern hemisphere, and it's winter there.
Yeah.
So. But
we did get a bushel of green beans, and we processed those, and we ate some of those.
And from a friend picked those up for us.
And then another friend picked us up cherries, and we ended up eating.
We ate a lot of cherries.
We ate a lot of cherries. And then I've been doing some grocery shopping, and it's shocking me how little vegetables we can get by with. We've kind of been joking about our mostly carnivore diet.
Yeah.
But because vegetables are expensive, and it's just kind of, I mean, I typically buy a little bit of vegetables in the wintertime, not near what I'm having to buy now, but it just seems shocking to me, just the price and quality. To get quality, you really got to pay for it. Nobody's going to answer how the garden's doing.
We're still on.
It says we are.
10 people in here.
Yep.
All right,
Awesome.
That's cool. So we are trying to spend a little more time on the channel and do some things.
Yeah, I've been doing some spontaneous lives because I really need to get our watch hours up. You know, we had not, that monetization had not been our focus, but I don't know why it can't be now. So if you haven't, go and watch all our videos, all 400 and
Please.
However many of them. Remember, we're amateurs. We're not professional videographers. So
we are professional homesteaders.
We are professional. Exactly, Deborah. They're expensive, and they do not taste like what you're growing. And so it's odd. I've had to start buying spaghetti sauce because we're done with our spaghetti sauce. And
one of the things we buy a lot of that does taste good, and I like, we're buying a lot of onions.
A lot of onions. We like onions.
Love onions. Last night, I think that was supper. We had a cucumber somebody giving us, and tomato somebody giving us. We had sliced cucumber and tomato. And then we had hamburger steaks and fried onions. Just a pile of fried onions, and it was good.
Yep, just a pile of fried onions. So, yeah, I don't know. That's eggs and meat and a little bit of vegetables. I do have some tubs. Oh, Jess and Lisa says their garden comes from HEB. Don't have a home garden in the suburban jungle. Yep. HEB. I've been in those stores a little bit. I got a cousin that works for HEB.
Yeah.
So
and we're kind of doing a little container gardening. That's something that can be done anywhere if you've got a little space with some sunshine.
Hello, Barb. Barb with Ben's Over Acres has come in. Hello, Barb. So I guess I got a cousin I may have two cousins. I know one is like works on the refrigeration. He's a heat and air guy, and he goes in and works on the refrigerators. And then I think I've got one that's in the upper management. I don't know if he's still with them or not, but anyway. Oh, treasure hunters, they rent, and no garden for them. Treasure hunter, no garden for y'all. I'm so sorry. We were blessed to have a spot where we could have a garden when we rented.
Yeah, the last place we rented, they let us have a garden and hogs, and they gave us a grain bin to use to keep stuff in, hay and grain and stuff. And we had goats there and chickens, and didn't have enough room for cows, but everything else.
And my garden was half the size of my big garden, so it was about a 50 by 100 foot.
We had a big garden, and they actually helped us with our landlords. Made sure we had everything we needed for that.
Yeah, they were super nice folks. We could not have asked for better folks to rent from.
It was on the front of a feedlot. So
Lots of people always thought it stunk, but we didn't.
smell like money.
I don't know. We both grew up farm kids. It didn't smell like anything but what normal
Smelled
for
like
us.
cows, yeah.
It smelled like cows, which was normal.
It wasn't one of the really bad
No,
feedlots. I know that
not like the
sometimes,
giant ones.
yeah, sometimes in western Kansas and Nebraska, you drive by some of the big ones, and there's not a chance for a lot of things to get away from there, and so sometimes they smell pretty bad. But ours, you definitely smell cows, and when they were making salads, you definitely smell it.
Oh, hey Shane. Hey Shane and Miss Kim from Kinfolk Farm, Georgia. Hello, hello. Thanks for coming in.
Hey, I've been watching Shane. I watched one of your videos about catching. I don't remember what you call them now, but catching some fish. And I've got to tell you that I've fished a lot most of my life, and I have some family that really fish. And I love catching panfish. That is just a blast. So I watched one of your videos on that. That was pretty cool.
Miss Kim had a nice Cannon video up. Y'all ought to go check out. It's Cannon their carrot harvest. Y'all ought to go check that out. That was pretty cool, and we enjoyed that. So yeah, so Freedom is home for those of y'all coming in. Freedom is home. She's doing well. Freeman is back with her, and me too. And yeah. Shane, yum yum. So.
One time in my younger days, I had a goal in my head of catching the Oklahoma record bluegill. And I worked really hard at catching bluegill. The problem with catching big bluegill is there's a lot of other fish there where you're trying to catch big bluegill, channel cats and bass and stuff like that. But the biggest one I've ever caught was just right at 3 pounds, which is a monstrous bluegill, but it's not anywhere near the record. So.
Nope. No, not nowhere near the record. All right, Ed. Thank you. Simple Living Homestead.
Lazy Days, Jess and Lisa.
Okay. Oh, Lazy Days. I'm sorry. Jess and Lisa. See you later. I don't know why I thought Ed. Living Simple Homestead. Okay. All right.
5:30.
5:30. They'll be coming on pretty quick then. All righty. See you later, Jess and Lisa. Thanks for coming in. So yeah, just been chugging along, though, running back and forth to Manhattan. And I'll tell you what, the facilities at K-State are crazy, mad crazy.
Air-conditioned stalls.
She was so rotten. She was in a stall, air-conditioned. She was inside in air conditioning. And those students were in there loving and petting on her. And, oh, my goodness, she got spoiled rotten, absolutely rotten. She wasn't enough of a diva. Now she's even more of a diva. But all right, Coffee Angel Crafts. See you later. Thanks for coming in. So yeah, just been busy plugging away. I did get some canning done and got some soap making done, and we're going to be. It was crazy though to miss work on Monday night. I didn't get to go to the farmers market this week at all. So we'll be going and going tomorrow night. Hopefully, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. We'll go to the farmers market tomorrow and have our booth. Even though we won't have any vegetables, we'll still have some chicken and have some of our crafts to try to sell. Maybe some bread.
Crafts and jelly.
Yeah, Deborah. She was living the high life for sure. I mean, it was nice in there. Hi, Willis. Thank you. Yeah, she balls anytime she sees one of us. She has to holler at us, wanting us to come pet her, wanting us to come love on her. She wants a treat, and she needs this spot scratched, and she's just like a big old giant puppy dog. Anybody want an 800-pound puppy dog? I got one. She gives milk too. But yeah, she's big. And Freeman is doing great. He's loving being back with her. Yeah, farmers market's fun. I manage help manage the one at um, that's near us at Opie, and he likes to play UFC too, huh? He comes running at you. You got to drop kick him a little bit. We named a couple of them a couple of roosters football because they didn't care whether you were facing them or not. They'd come at you.
Got kicked across the yard.
Yeah, they were rough.
We had one rooster that would flog us when Hannah was pretty young, and she really liked chickens, but the rooster would flog us, so sometimes I'd be out there and he'd kind of get to flogging around. I just put the bucket over the top of it, leave it there for a little bit, and that bucket would scoot all over the yard. Then I'd kick it off the top of him, he'd take off running and leave us alone for a day or two, and then he'd be back at it.
Yep.
So he's not very smart.
We did have to dispatch a rooster that got Hannah in the face.
She was checking on a hen that was injured that she had in a cage, I think.
No, she had went to get water for her and went by the water spigot. And he had come up and got her while she was bent over getting water out of the spigot and got her in the face.
So he didn't live very long.
Drops has been thinking about that bucket, Megan.
Yeah.
It works really good. You just turn the bucket over on top of them.
You know, you can teach some chickens some things, but those roosters, if they decide they want to fight, they forget after a few days. They forget they got put in a bucket.
Actually, Lori, I'm not able to get stuff cheaper at the farmer's market than the store. So
we do some bartering.
We do bartering, and we do, like, some of our friends give us a huge discount. But and the quality is definitely much better. But your difference between a farmer's market and the grocery store is the grocery store and farmers are usually subsidized. The government pays them, or another government, if it's brought in, they're subsidized, or it's brought in and those people don't get paid very much that grow it. And small time producers are not subsidized. They don't usually have crop insurance or get government subsidies. So therefore, that's why your farmer's market stuff is higher.
Hey, Robertson.
Hey, Robertsons. Hello, hello, hello. You're on the road. Okay. And then Drops says...
Drops, I'm going to tell you something that if you guys are really into saving animals that get treated rough, don't listen. I come from a part of the world where rooster fighting was legal when I was young. And if you will tie a rooster up, like they put a cord on his foot, tie him somewhere, they tend to get a little more docile when they're on that, and you can kind of deal with them a little better. I don't know if that's going to fix your problem, but I've often wondered if you hobbled a rooster, what that would do to him. I tied both his feet together with a real short cord. I wondered if that would make him a little less aggressive because he couldn't move as fast. Now, if he's out where he's going to have to fend off predators, that's a different story. But did you have fried rooster?
We did not, Deborah. We did not have fried rooster. We were so angry with him that we didn't eat him.
At the time, I had some crawdads I was feeding, and he got fed to crawdads.
But a Drop says this bucket's too small. He needs a small garbage can. Yeah, we've been there. We got some pretty good size roosters now.
But most of our roosters now are fairly docile.
They're very docile, yeah.
I really like Americana roosters.
They're pretty docile. The ones we've had.
Yeah, I know that some of them can be a little bit gamey, but that for the most part they're pretty docile, and they'll fight each other, but they know who you are, and they'll leave you alone.
Hello, Colleen. Hello, hello, hello. And Lori says that when it's available, they try to buy at their local farmers market, but it's 45 minutes away. Yeah, that can get to be a pain.
We buy some at the farmers market too. There's some stuff. You can get stuff there you're not going to get anywhere else, and there's some things you get a good deal on. And it's definitely a quality difference compared to stuff that is grown to be shipped instead of stuff that is grown for flavor.
Right. He jumps off the coop, and you hear his low sound thud like a brick hitting the ground. Oh, wow. Oh, mercy. He may have to become Noodles.
Yeah.
Just name him Noodle.
Well, being from Oklahoma, noodling's a thing. My uncle always tells everybody he doesn't noodle catfish, but he does noodle roosters.
Yeah.
So,
One of the popular newscasters is a young gal that is a big time noodle fisherman. Yeah. Mean rooster soup. Yeah, make some soup out of that guy. Yeah. So
another thing that's good for roosters are good for you can grind them and make a pretty nice sausage out of a chicken. And we have actually cooked them until they fell off, and then chopped that up and made like a patty.
Yeah.
Like almost like you'd make a salmon patty, but make that out of chicken that's been cooked down and then chopped.
Drops thinks he's close to 15 pounds. Are you sure he's not like a Cornish cross there?
That's a big chicken.
That's a big chicken. I don't even think our Cornishes are that big. Drops has got a Chickenzilla at his house.
That's a big chicken.
That's a big chicken. Really big chicken.
Drops, I'd be interested if you hobbled him, what that'd be.
Yeah.
I think that'd be kind of neat to see if that worked. Probably a little piece of paracord and just be careful how you tie it so that it doesn't cut off circulation. But that'd be kind of neat to see if that made him less aggressive for a while.
Yeah, talking about soon to be rooster stew. Drop says Robertsons know that he measures him 26 inches tall. Good night. He's huge.
What variety?
Rooster on steroids.
What variety of chicken is he, Drops? Is he a Brahma or is he what is he?
I'm not sure that's right.
Yeah.
You got a meme by Forpington? Golden laced Wyandotte.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a big old rooster. And Colleen says she's got a Buff Orpington. That's Maine. Yes, that's a big bird. Crossed with a turkey. I think so. Either that or, yeah. He's as wide as he is long. Wow. Cool. So, yeah, we are glad to have Freedom home, the spoiled rotten thing, and she's doing good, feeling good. And Freeman's tickled to death. He made himself sick. He ate so much he made himself sick. And when he got put back with her, but he's leveled out now. That just flushes through them. If they eat too much, it'll just flush through them. So that's what we got to see. He didn't make him feel bad. He just had to go to the bathroom a bunch. Yeah, the chickens. We did have a pretty good storm yesterday, and we lost a couple of chickens. Gobble gobble or cockadoodle doo. It's awesome. Yeah, poor Freeman. Yeah, he missed his mama. He missed his mama. But they were really strange when I put them back together. They didn't. I mean, when I started taking him over there, he run towards her pen, and then once he saw her, he stopped and was like, "Is that my mom? I don't know who you are." And it took him a little while, but he did finally take to her.
Yep. Got some adventures coming this week.
Yeah.
Don't know if we're going to get the video on or not, but we're going to gather 2 cows.
2 cows.
Out of 90 on a full mile section. We're going to try to gather just 2.
Just 2 out of 90.
And we're going to see how that goes this week.
Hello, Robert.
Okay.
Hello. How are you, buddy? Anyway, that was So we've got our little mini garden, little lick tubs going, and been busy. Just been busy trying to run around, go to Manhattan, take her up there and bring her back. And our friend Paul hauled her up there and hauled her back. I felt really bad for him. We stopped for ice cream in Council Grove, and he's diabetic, and so he ordered a sugar no sugar added dilly bar, and it took him a little bit, and then they told him, well, we're out, and then they didn't know how to give him a refund. Robert's doing good, not working tonight, but having a 14-hour work day tomorrow. Oh, yuck, Robert.
Yep. I understand.
So
we're experiencing different weather here.
Yes.
I mentioned earlier that it's cool.
Yeah.
The winds out of the northwest.
It's crazy.
Which is not a July thing.
No, because Kansas means people of the south wind. Kansas does, and so
we definitely get cold storms and blows out of the northwest, but not
usually in July. Colleen, we're kind of
we would like to, but we're kind of weighing our time and our effort, and
we're really,
to tell the truth, we just haven't got around to it. We've got a bunch of other stuff we're trying to get done too.
And we're kicking around, just taking a break. Just using this as a time to take a break and not have as much.
Building some more permanent infrastructure instead of the next thing, getting things that make other things easier.
Oh no, Colleen, you're fine. You're fine. No, thank you. It's okay to, and you know what? It's okay to talk about things we've already talked about. If we had, and I don't remember if we had or not. You're thinking about getting some ducks. Well, somebody gave me some ducks. They gave me 4, and 3 of them are drakes, and one of them is possibly a hen. We hope she's a hen. But I know that the male that seems to be the same kind of duck as she is, same size and everything, had the band on his right leg. So if you buy chicks and they have a band on their right leg for ducks, if the band's on the right leg, they're a male. If the band's on their left leg, they're a female. She did not have a band, but he did. So I assumed that she's a female and he's a male. And then the other 2 ducks had rubber bands on their right leg. So I probably will not hold on to 3 drakes and a hen. I'll try to hold on to the hen.
Hold on to them while we get them into the oven.
Robert's talking to Drops. Says if he could send him 6 good hard workers, then he could work less. Yes, Robertsons are working on compost. Yes. Yeah, love ducks. I love ducks. Friends of ours have some Muscovies for sale, ducklings, and I think I'd like to get a hold of some of them. We had Muscovies on the farm in Cushing, on Morning Glory Farm. We had some. Loved them. They made a lot of our house payments and stuff for us, because those ducklings would sell for outrageous amounts of money, more than an adult duck. Drops did that with raised and show pigeons. Cool. Oh, mercy.
Well,
20. That was a long time ago.
I slept about 2 hours a night and worked 16-hour days and farm. Yep.
Yeah, ducks do a number on slugs. They sure do.
So we
I gotta move. These stools we're sitting on, bar stools, they're pretty uncomfortable today. Yeah, get Craigslist and get a few more females for the boys. Yep. Yeah, ducklings are expensive. We do have some friends with some ducklings. They're not sexed. They're just catching them with a net from their hens.
One of the places where I do some handyman work, they've got quite a few Muscovies.
Yep.
we could probably get some of them, which we probably will when we're ready. We
When we're
weren't
ready.
really ready for these. The neighbor just needed to get rid of them. So we took them and put them in a chicken tractor, and that's where they're at.
Yeah, and they're doing good in the tractor. Doing really good. I was sick yesterday, so we didn't get to do our butchering. We were going to start processing the meat chickens, and then I woke up and felt terrible. So I stayed most of the morning in bed. And
Last night something got in our
yeah,
tractor.
yeah, the wind blew the lid off.
I guess that's what happened. The lid was open and we had 2 dead birds. But it could have been something pulled that open too.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm guessing it was coons, which I think my dog's going to get fired if he doesn't do a better job.
Yeah, Saddle should be doing a better job. I hear you, Drops. Staying out of the feed stores when they have chicks. Yes, Colleen, I'm doing much better. I am feeling myself today. I don't know. I don't know if I just got dehydrated or I just wore myself out. Thank you, Rachel and Rusty, with the chickens. It was the fat chickens, but yeah, they'll be okay. We're going to start probably butchering them 1 or 2 or at a time, however much time we get.
Yeah, we'll see when that happens. When can you guys come up?
When's Rusty's next day off?
Yeah, when's your days off?
Oh, goodness. Oh, my goodness, Drops. 3 naps today. Good night. Oh, mercy. I don't know about that. That is an old person time. 3 naps. Tomorrow's Rusty's day off. Tomorrow.
Well, I'm going to tell you about the napping. I didn't even see anybody napping in church this morning, so pretty good day.
The pastor kept them pretty entertained today. Look at them, they're like, But yeah, we hated to lose 2 of them. You know, we lost 2 of them young, and then we've lost 2 of them.
I'm going to tell you, Rusty, that it's not near as many as last time.
No. We got 16. 16. And 10 of them sold already or traded. So we're good to go with them.
Well, they've still got to be processed.
They have to be processed, but they don't have to go in our freezer. I mean, they can go in our freezer and get froze, or we can just take them where they're going and put them in their freezer. But yeah, so that makes things a lot easier. And only got 6 of them, so that we'll keep. So there'll be 16 to process, but that's not that bad. Wouldn't take us long. Not long at all.
Oh, there might be time to do some fun things.
It might be. Might be time to swim in the swimming pool. Oh, we'd have to take turns. Only fit 2 of us at a time in there.
Unless you put your inner tube you got for it in there, then only one person can fit it.
Yeah, I bought myself a floating inner tube and a beach ball for my giant pool. Throw them in the funnel when you need one. Yep. It drops. It's best if you can let them sit 3 days or freeze them first. Yeah.
Yeah, Robertsons. I know we're just.
We're just carrying up. Yeah, you guys got to get. Yay for swimming pool.
Not even. I don't even know what to say.
Oh gosh.
So yeah, we got some butchering to do, and we got some fence building to do, and we got some working on a shed that we started a long time ago and just haven't been able to get finished. We're gonna see how that goes.
So that's our plan. Lots of work. I still have lots of soap. I'm behind on my soaping, and so I need to get some soaping and some done. And Willis Dockery says that he can't sleep, or they can't sleep, but they need Drop secret. They can't sleep at night, much less daytime. Sleep all night plus daytime. But yeah, so lots to do. Lots and lots to do. And this week you got a meeting. We have to go into Pico one day this week. Got to check on my camera this week. Drops freezers are full of ham and steaks. No room for chickens. Yeah, if you can put your chicken in the refrigerator for a day or two, it'll be a whole lot better after you've processed it.
It's got to go through a rigor mortis
Yeah.
process, and that helps the enzymes, makes the meat tender, basically.
Right.
Rigor
So
mortis process.
yeah.
So yeah, they're harvesting wheat here.
Yep. Wheat harvest.
They're
Hay
getting
harvest.
a lot of hay being cut around here. People trying to keep from getting it wet because we're getting some unseasonable rain.
Yep.
Which is kind of nice, but
keeping it cool.
Yep.
We should be really hot right now, but we're not. So we got some heat in June when we shouldn't have had heat, and then now we're cooling down. It's kind of crazy.
113 in June, 78 in July.
It's crazy.
76, I guess.
76. Yeah.
Truck.
Yeah. Just crazy. Crazy days.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've
I
been
think
getting.
You guys have gotten a little more than we have down there.
Yeah. Well, and some of our family and friends south of Yale got hit by a tornado last night. So, and one of the meat processors down there got hit. Got some damage. And the sod farm got some damage south of Yale. 70 too late for that.
Yeah. The weather's been kind of crazy this year all over, I think. I've seen that, some people are getting really hot, but then I've seen some places that real far north have got some cold snaps again. And I think I saw that Sean in Alaska said he was dealing with it being cold again.
Yeah. Colleen says that they're starting a 6-day heat wave in New Jersey, South New Jersey.
The wind was really nuts.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, we had enough wind that we took some of our hanging baskets down.
Hadn't put them back up. Our flower baskets, took them down off the porch. And, oh, did you hang them back? See how much I pay attention? He hung them up and I missed it. But yeah, so we're getting close to our hour. I can't believe it. Yeah, well, we fried eggs and sidewalks and baked stuff in the dash of the car before.
What I tried this winter or spring or whatever, what I tried is instead of frying an egg, I opened the egg and it froze on the side. on the table, outside. Yeah.
That was interesting.
I left one sitting there for 10 minutes while I went and gathered some other stuff up, and then I had another one I'd gotten out of the chicken house, and I opened the one up that I had sitting on the work table for about 10 minutes, and it was just solid chunk. It wasn't pouring out of the shell. It was already frozen.
During that polar vortex. Yeah. All right, when we got put in the deep freeze. Oh, Ed went fishing all day. Woo, Ed, cool.
Hey, shut up. I didn't get to go fishing at all this week.
Oh, Ed, he's a mess. He's a mess.
Oh, well, I'm glad you got to go fishing, Ed. I hope you caught something.
Rachel, yeah, I was trying to avoid that.
Rachel, you always do a really good job of the cooking videos. I'm going to request that you do a biscuit recipe.
Oh, goodness. Oh. Yeah, Ed, what'd you catch? And Colleen says she wished she could go fishing too. Yep.
He grilled eggs on YouTube?
He grilled eggs on YouTube today.
I know. Yeah, Colleen, I wish I could. I did go a few weeks ago. Let me tell you about my fishing tragedy. I went fishing. I just got a little short time to go fishing. That's usually all I get to go fishing occasionally. And I caught a 6-pound channel cat and a 3-pound channel cat. And I told Cindy, so we ought to video this. She set her camera up. Neither of us were, paying real close attention to it because we just set it up and do things in front of it sometimes. and the wind blew it over, and it broke our really nice camera.
Yeah. So I got to find out this week if it's salvageable. But it's been rough. Been rough. Drops or Ed's telling Drops he didn't catch anything. Yeah, I'm sure you did go to Just Drink, Drops. My mother did. No, I'm teasing. I know someone who did. Utah, 7 days over 100 and no rain.
Wow.
Whoa. So sorry, Julie. Oh. Oh man, she's been having to take care of her daughter's place. Wow. That's a lot of work, Julie. Trying to hand water everything.
I don't know, Julie. I'm going to tell you something, and I don't know. In the heat, on my laying birds, the chicken waters where they can get to just enough to drink, those are nice because they supply enough water. But if there's a pan of water, chickens can thermal regulate a little bit by standing in the water and getting their feet wet.
Mhm.
And so if you'll have a pan of water out there, make sure there's some shade
Yeah.
and breeze. They can thermal regulate a little better that way. And that's something I've always tried to do for my laying hens.
But we've been blessed with shady areas. So, and that, I know that's not available to everybody to get in shade, where they can have their animals in a constant shade where they're going to get a breeze. You know, sometimes you can get them in. How am I doing on my watch hours, Ed? I'm almost to 1,700.
We need everybody that can go watch. I mean, we've got 400 and some videos, so it shouldn't take. I mean, you guys watch those. There's a lot for you to watch. We have a lot of content, a lot of how-to. That's kind of how we started this channel, and we probably need to get back to that a little more. There's a lot of how-to.
Yeah, Drops made a mud puddle in the middle of his coop cages so they could stick their feet in it. Yep.
Yeah, that works too.
I'm sorry, Julie. That's a lot of work, honey. So much work. Covered with tarps. Yep. Sides open. Yep.
Yeah, we blessed that the place we bought was pretty much an open bean field, except for a little bit of trees in the corner, and that's where we put our chicken coop. And our house where it catches a lot of shade in the afternoon and evening, shade from the west.
Yeah.
We've got several things in the shade. We like shade.
Yeah.
And if you live in the prairie, you kind of look for that shade where you can find it.
Oh, thank you, Colleen. Thank you for just letting stuff play for us.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
I was ask everybody to do that if you don't mind. Go watch our videos. We've got some good videos out there.
If the wind's blowing, Drop turns on the sprinkler to miss the chickens.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a good idea.
If you've got the water, that works.
That's not good for us. We don't got the water.
Also, if you've got like a side of the coop where the breeze blows through, you can wet a sheet or a burlap sack or something, hang it there and let it blow some of that through that. It works as a swamp cooler, which works some places and doesn't other places. But
you can also put out. You can put bird seed in and freeze it in bowls and turn it out, and they can peck at that frozen bird seed, and make them like a bird seed popsicle. You can put frozen liver out if you've got liver. You can put pop bottles, fill them with water.
Julie. And for the most part, Julie, if you've got shade and they've got a breeze and they've got plenty of water, that's what they need. Just because they're panting doesn't mean they're too hot. That's just their way of staying cool enough. Yeah. Main thing is don't let them run out of drinking water, and don't make them stand in the sun.
Yeah.
And they're going to be okay.
A minute there, I thought you were calling me crazy. Oh, Ed.
Well, crazy Ed. You didn't do it on purpose.
Oh, you got an artesian well. Not on a big water grid. We're not, for our area, it's big, but it's not really that big of a water grid, but we don't get water all the time.
The water in this part of Kansas, the water supplies are all watershed lakes. And we've got a watershed lake here at Madison, but the system doesn't provide us water real well because of our elevation.
Where we're at on the system,
because of our elevation.
Yeah. Good job. Yeah, Colleen, that's great advice. Freeze 32-ounce Gatorade bottles of water and put them in the water pan. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. That helps a lot. Helps a whole lot.
And I'm going to warn you guys that a lot of ice type cooling for birds can get them too dependent on
Yes.
that. And if you do that, you need to keep up with it.
Yep.
So just be aware of that.
Oh yes, chilled green beans, chilled chard. Yeah, yeah, in the refrigerator.
They'll eat it. Yep.
Yeah, that refrigerating probably would be better than the frozen drops if it couldn't be a consistent. If we couldn't, if you can't consistently feed them something frozen all the time. Yeah, that way they're not. It's not as big of a shock. They don't get dependent on it, like you were saying. Chill treats. Okay, there you go. Drops. Yeah.
Another thing is if you're feeding this time of year, if the chicken can free range,
Mm-hmm.
they tend to do a little better.
Mm-hmm.
For one thing, they're eating more greens and less grain, so they build less body heat. Another thing is that they can regulate where they need to go to keep themselves cool.
Yep. Yep. And we've been on here an hour, and there's lots of folks live. So go find you somebody that's live. Thank you all for coming in. We appreciate y'all so much. Thank you for your love and care. And if you can, roll our videos.
Yeah, watch them. Learn something.
Learn something.
Make fun of us.
Make fun of us. We'll take it.
There's lots of videos out there.
Yep.
If you guys get a chance to watch them, please do.
Thanks, Deborah. Love you, girl. Y'all. Love all y'all. Thank you so much. We've been so blessed by this YouTube family. Just so blessed. And
you all be watching Robertson's Belly Acres for the biscuit recipe.
Yes.
And we enjoyed it too, guys. Just remember that God does love you, and He made you very special. And we will see you guys later.
We'll see you later.